Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
Could this be the reason why some Metro Detroiters are asking, where's the mail? Help Me Hank does some digging and finds some answers.
But first, Governor Whitmer announces the state's COVID restrictions will continue.
Yeah, the announcement comes just days before the current restrictions were set to expire.
The Department of Health is extending the current restrictions for another 12 days, which would take us to December 20th. Among restrictions that remain in place, indoor dining at bars and restaurants are not allowed. High school sports remain on hold. Casinos, movie theaters, and group exercise classes are also not allowed.
We have not yet seen the full impact of activities around Thanksgiving on our cases and hospitalizations, and we're very worried that they could be significant impacts. National experts that we have consulted have told us our numbers are likely to go up between 2 to 3 weeks post-Thanksgiving.
And the decision is drawing criticism from the state's Restaurant Association. They released a statement after today's news briefing, and it reads, quote, "We firmly believe there is a better approach, one followed by 45 other states, that doesn't use blunt force closure of a single industry to resolve a shared crisis. The restaurant industry is comprised of creative and resilient individuals, but for a growing number of them, this latest pause is the cause of their lost livelihood and well-being."
All right, now to the latest coronavirus numbers. The state reporting 9,350 new confirmed cases with 93 more deaths reported. Remember, it's Monday, so that's a 2-day total for yesterday and today. The new numbers bring the state's total number of confirmed cases to more than 404,000. There are almost 10,000 total deaths in the state from the virus. Also, state reports 34 new outbreaks reported in Michigan schools.
In other headlines, the State House has canceled tomorrow's voting session following the announcement that President Trump's personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani, tested positive for coronavirus. Giuliani, you may remember, visited Lansing last week to testify before a committee investigating alleged election irregularities.
We've received a lot of calls about mail delays across the Metro Detroit area. We are learning tonight some of them are related to COVID-19.
Yeah, take a look here at this video from outside the U.S. Postal Service Mail Distribution Center in Allen Park. And you see trucks lined up outside the facility there waiting to drop off mail to be processed. Tonight, we're getting answers from the Postal Service, and our consumer investigator Hank Winchester spoke with several drivers who say they've never seen delays like this before.
Take a look behind me and you can see these semi-trucks lined up as far as the eye can see. Now they're all trying to make their way into the mail distribution center here in Allen Park. Some dropping off your mail, others picking it up. And many of them telling me they've never seen delays like this.
That was a shocker. I just thought it was a couple trucks and I kept going kind of slow, hoping that the truck line would stop.
The line is long and it's been this way for days.
I was told that they have been waiting for up to 20 hours. It could take up to the next day to get unloaded.
Drivers stunned to see the lines here in Allen Park, annoyed by the long wait.
I couldn't even get near the place. I pulled right off of the Southfield there into this industrial park, and the trucks were lined up all the way back there.
While we expect more mail around the holidays, these drivers tell me they've never seen anything like this at the mail distribution center here in Allen Park. Is what's happening here causing delays? Last week, I showed you postal problems in Chesterfield Township. Neighbors concerned after not getting mail delivered for several days.
There was about 4 of us guys, okay, our neighbors, okay. Not one person had mail.
I made some calls and the mail truck returned to this community in Chesterfield Township the next day.
We got 15 pieces of mail today.
I reached out to the Postal Service to find out what is going on here and received this statement. The Detroit NDC has faced challenges recently due to COVID-19. At the same time, mail volumes have dramatically increased. We have taken steps to address issues caused by the pandemic as we approach our busiest weeks, including hiring seasonal employees and allocating employees to facilities that need additional resources. There has already been progress at the Detroit NDC, and we are confident that our processing and delivery will return to normal levels quickly. Back out here live. So here's the good news in all of that. They have hired more seasonal employees. They are now in place at different facilities across Metro Detroit. The bad news is that mail levels are way up and will likely continue that until the end of the year. So you may not see a change regarding delivery in your own community. If you've noticed an extreme slowdown, I want to hear from you. You can email me directly at helpmehank@clickondetroit.com. We're live here tonight. Hank Winchester, back to you.
Yeah. All right, Hank. Now, we are hearing from Michigan lawmakers who say they were threatened over the state's election results.
Video posted to Facebook shows an armed protest Saturday night outside the home of Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson. Benson says the group shouted threats. Detroit police responded. The department is now looking over that video. State Representative Cynthia Johnson says she received death threats after the Rudy Giuliani hearing in Lansing over unfounded claims of election fraud. Secretary of State Benson says she believes protesters' anger is misguided.
Individuals who are unhappy with or protesting or shouting obscenities outside my home, they're actually not targeting me. They're targeting me as a personification of the voters' will.
Both Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy and Governor Gretchen Whitmer condemned the threats. We have a Local 4 News update to a deadly assault at a St. Clair Shores bar as a man pleads guilty to his alleged role in the attack. Hatum Akrowi of Fraser pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter after a murder charge against him was dropped. He is accused of punching a man at Capone's Sports Tavern in December of 2019. The man fell to the floor and later died from his injuries. Aquari will be sentenced in February.
All right, let's get our first check of the weather here at 6.
Yeah, Ben joins us with a look at what we can expect for the week ahead. Hi, Ben.
Hi, guys. Yeah, very quiet as we go forward to the next really 5 days. Our next big players are going to show up to the weekend, and you can see here in the satellite image, it was all kinds of clouds today. A little bit of clearing taking place right now, but it's a little too late at that point. In fact, it's only at this point going to help temperatures fall even further. We should be down to the upper 20s there by midnight, and we'll be watching to see how many of those clouds are still going to be with us as we head towards the morning. Even if we see some early sunshine, it looks like clouds are coming right back. We will talk about how long this pattern will last and look at some warmer temperatures. They're going to be with us before the upcoming weekend. All that in just a few minutes. Guys?
Okay, Ben. The governor's 12-day extension means once again the high school football playoffs as well as 2 other fall sports are postponed.
The MHSAA says they thought they had a plan to finish the playoffs safely, but they will go back to the drawing board to complete the fall seasons and begin winter seasons. Jamie Edmonds joins us now with the perspective of one coach who thinks maybe they should all stay sidelined for now.
Belleville's head football coach tells me at the beginning of the season, he was the person who was 100% in on playing. Now that he's gone through what he did with COVID-19, he says high school sports can wait. Belleville head football coach Jermaine Crowell says he wasn't feeling well the Sunday after his team beat Canton on November 14th to improve to 9-0.
You know, I laid down, I dozed off, but when I woke up, I'm in a full sweat and my head is just banging, like it's hurting to the point where I don't want to move.
At first, he thought it was the flu. Crowell spent 4 days in his home alone with a fever upwards of 103 degrees. Once it broke, he thought the worst was behind him.
When I went down my stairs, and I only got 1 floor, I went down the stairs. I stopped at the bottom of the stairs and I had to sit down.
Crowell was later tested for the coronavirus. He was positive. With pre-existing conditions and his breathing worsening, he went to U of M hospital.
My oxygen levels wasn't right, so they put me in a bed and I got to stay overnight.
Crowell is now on the other side, though some symptoms remain weeks later. His outlook on playing football now has changed.
We're going to give the kids 3 weeks off. They're coming off of a holiday where we know that the numbers are looking to take a jump. And we're going to jump back out there and we know that all of this is going on. Like, that don't make sense to me.
Crowell says this is about life and death, not wins and losses. The hardest part is telling his kids their dream of a state title may not come true.
Something's never been done in the history of Belleville before. Something I've never experienced as a head coach. You know, I believe it could be life-changing for all my kids, but at the same time, it's a game.
Jamie Edmonds, Local 4.
And Coach Crowell believes with 3 games to go, they could safely complete the season in the spring.
Holiday Grinch terrorizing neighbors across the Metro Detroit area in search for packages. Surveillance video showing a woman taking a package off the porch of a home on the city's east side. As Victor Williams shows us, neighbors want to see this porch pirate caught.
Well, we've all heard about the Grinch who stole Christmas, but what about the porch pirate who's been making rounds all across the city? One of its latest stops, Artesian.
I was upset.
With just weeks away from the holiday, a woman living on the west side had her daughter's gift stolen, but not from under the tree, but from outside of her door. The whole thing caught on a doorbell camera security system.
I happened to see the footage while I was at work. So I was in shock. I was in disbelief that she actually pulled up in the neighbor's driveway and walked on my porch. And she took the time to get out and take it.
The theft is just one of dozens happening around the Metro Detroit area, allegedly from the same person, a woman who drives around in a U-Haul taking packages that aren't hers.
And I believe that she's following the mail carriers and the delivery guys around just to see, you know, what they're dropping off. Seems to be her job. The time that she's taking to rent the U-Haul, she probably could be filling out applications.
Other people online seem to share the same idea, all hoping that one day she goes down, including neighbors who say it's nothing new.
For me having that ring on my house, I see a lot of traffic and a lot of people that come around and take stuff off of people's porches, or, you know what I mean? It's regular activity that go around here. You just got to be cautious.
But the victim wants her to change her ways before it's too late, especially during this time of year.
I would hope that the police catch her before someone or a citizen catches her or sets her up.
And the good news is that the company that this woman has made her purchase from, they decided to go ahead and reimburse her by sending her another item, hopefully before Christmas comes. Victor Williams, Local 4.
A lot of this going on, and if you see anything at all in your area that you think is suspicious, or certainly if it happens to you, call Detroit Police. All right, still more to come here on Local 4 News at 6.
Here's Dr. Frank McGeorge.
Even after a vaccine is authorized, the FDA will continue to monitor its safety very closely. I'm Dr. Frank McGeorge. Coming up, how they plan to detect any potential problems as quickly as possible.